edition of the noon broadcast on the teachings of Paramhansa Yogananda by offering brief excerpts and then discussing those. And I'm choosing my excerpts out of Swami Kriyananda's autobiography, The Path. He spent years with Yogananda and 3.5 years to be exact. And he wrote lots and lots of notes about things Yogananda said or did that were instructive spiritually. And so here's one I'm offering now. A few days before Master's return to Mount Washington, he referred to Yogananda as Master. Norman had talked me into joining him in what is known to health faddists as the Grape Cure, a diet of nothing but grapes and grape juice. A few weeks of this cure would, Norman assured me, purify my body and help me to make rapid progress in the spiritual life. Master saw us that Monday morning. Devotion is the greatest purifier, he remarked, smiling. Is it your wish then, sir, that we break this fast? I inquired. Well, I don't want you to break your wills now that you've set them this way, but your time would be better spent if you worked on developing devotion. A pure heart is the way to God, not a pure stomach. Well, valuable lesson indeed. How much of our lives are we focused on a variety of diets, thinking that we're doing healthful things for our bodies? And if there's one thing I've learned in my 70 years is that there are as many diets, it seems, as there are individual people on this planet. And sometimes they're similar, other times they're conflicting. Always people seem to feel very strongly about them and adhere to them at all costs, thinking that it will cure their ills. And in some ways, in some cases, that might be true. In fact, though Yogananda said that when it comes to food, he said, don't make it your religion. And by that he means don't get so attached to it and your hopes for it, your opinions about it, that it takes up so much of your time that you have very little time left for meditation or devotion, practicing the presence of God. We're too preoccupied. I know Riemann and I have had a practice, and many of us at Ananda have had this practice of taking seclusion 1 week out of the year. And that's a time to concentrate on meditation and devotion. Meditation, keeping the mind and heart uplifted with reading, in our case, about Yogananda's teachings and Swami Kriyananda's books. But what I have found in these times is that food almost gets in the way. Having to get up from the meditation in order to prepare a meal to eat, what happens is the more we meditate, the more I meditate in these seclusion times, especially, and, with one-pointed concentration, the less we actually need food, the less hungry we are, the less we're inclined to spend time to prepare it. And an apple here or there will do. Of course, making sure we get some liquid in the day, but essentially what I'm saying is we realize how much time is freed up when we're truly not concentrated on food. And fasting can be a good thing if our bodies can handle it. Not everyone can. But I found even with fasting, at least in the beginning, you have to get over the hump of concentrating on it in order to, not pay attention to the fact that you're hungry. Thankfully, that only lasts the first day or two, and then it disappears as though it's never been. And it's wonderful if we have the time to do that. But even so, for a lot of people, it takes great willpower even not to eat. So I've found I'm one of these people who likes the moderate way to things. I've found that it's easier just to eat very little, eat basically when actually hungry, and then very little at that, because it doesn't take much when we're not expending energy in activity and we're still in meditation and concentration. So not being focused on our tummies and paying more attention, as Yogananda said in this case, the Grape Cure, the grapes are supposed to invoke devotion. They are of the heart. Each fruit has a quality. And so he said, purify the heart through devotion. It's not going to happen through our tummies. So there's a lot of layers, a lot of hidden blessings in this little illustration that Swami Kriyananda so graciously shared with us. Joy to you in this week of food of Thanksgiving. Many blessings. Bye-bye now, and we'll see you tomorrow.